Taliban reimposing harsh rules on Afghan women, forcing them to be covered from head to toe and be accompanied by a male chaperone whenever out in public. The Wall Street Journal editorial board warning that under the Taliban, Afghanistan keeps getting worse. Let's bring in Florida Republican Congressman Michael Waltz. He's a National Guard colonel and former Green Beret commander as well. This is the Wall Street Journal went on to say, after its disgraceful withdrawal, the Biden administration has a particular duty to help Americans and allies left behind. Keeping the world's attention on Taliban abuses is an essential part of that duty. But they don't, I mean, they've got a lot on their plate, I understand that, but they don't talk about this at all, Congressman.
Nope. Yeah, no, Dana, and it's shameful. I mean, we remember the promises of Taliban 2.0, the more moderate Taliban, the good terrorists that are going to help us against the bad terrorists. If you just look at the plight of women, they can no longer even show their face. They can no longer leave their home. They can no longer get a job. The Taliban have replaced the Ministry of Women, focused on taking care of women's issues there with the Ministry of Virtue and Vice. And heck, Dana, even if a poor woman levels a sexual assault allegation or a rape allegation, they have to bring a witness in order to be able to level the charge. And we have heard crickets, zero, nothing from this administration, and it is shameful, it's despicable, and I will hold Joe Biden and the people around him accountable on behalf of those women, but also on future American soldiers that are going to have to go back to deal with this terrorism problem.
The girls there are still also not able to go to school. That was a promise that the Taliban broke as well?
Oh, they promised the world, right? And the Biden administration swallowed it hook, line, and sinker. But we're seeing their true colors. And listen, where women thrive in societies around the world, in civil society, politics, business, terrorism doesn't. And where they are oppressed, you have a massive terrorism problem. And we just heard yesterday from the intelligence community to the Senate that we are on a ticking time bomb in terms of ISIS developing the capability to be able to attack us again, as, oh, by the way, they commit these atrocities against women.
It's been 9 months since that disgraceful withdrawal, and so we'll continue to be on top of it and follow all of that. Also, the Congress is expected to try to pass some Ukraine aid. Here's Jim Jordan, the congressman of Ohio, on that yesterday.
Understand how bad the situation is for the Ukrainian people, what they're going through, and why some of my colleagues may have went that way. But I also understand what's happening here in this country with record levels of crime, a border that's wide open.
For us, the debate, as you see it, as this aid was requested by President Biden, it looks like even Nancy Pelosi wants more than the president asked for.
Yeah, look, I mean, I understand Representative Jordan's concerns. I have the same concern. We have to be able to do both. We have to be, this administration can secure our border, can make America energy independent again, and also can support the fight for freedom in Europe. And we can't go down the slippery slope of allowing Putin to take Ukraine, then the Baltics, and so on and so forth. Look, at the end of the day, Dana, we're debating right now an $800 billion defense budget. I think $40 billion for Ukraine is a good investment. At the end of the day, our number 2 adversary is being stymied and bled militarily. For those of us, me included, that want to be able to focus on China, the Ukrainians are taking care of the Russian military for us, and we ought to support that.
Do you think that now the Ukrainians are getting the weapons that they need to actually be successful? If their goal is push the Russians out completely, do they have what they need to do that?
I think they're getting what they need to fight Russia to a stalemate. I think they're going to need more sophisticated weapons to actually go on the offensive. And the biggest thing they need, Dana, that they're not getting is a consistent in Ukraine training program like we had before the invasion. They need that, and we need to go back to that. As our embassy goes in, we need to send small amounts of advisors in to help them with the logistics and help them with the training. The other thing, Dana, I would call for a humanitarian sea corridor into Odessa. I don't think we appreciate the food crisis with half of the food that goes into Africa and the Middle East coming from Ukraine that we're about to face worldwide. We have to get Odessa open. We have to get that wheat, barley, and other foodstuffs out.
Hunger leads to uprisings, which can lead to even worse things, as we have seen atrocities across the world when hunger takes hold. Congressman Michael Waltz, thank you as this vote gets underway today. We appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, Dana.